Hello, everyone. I wanted to make this little video today regarding Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. Um, as you can see on my screen, I've got a bunch of different. I just put in KDP in YouTube, and this is what it came up with. So, create your own ebook, or how to start Amazon KDP in 2025 beginner's tutorial. Here's some books from Sean on there. One of those guys. I've seen a lot of his videos. He gave some generally good advice. The problem is there's things that are missing when it comes to the whole self-publishing on Amazon KDP, and I wanted to go over those things that they're either not telling you or not making you aware of when you begin this, because it's all, oh, make all these books and sell them on there and do this, that, and the other. And well, there's a lot more to it. So let's go ahead and go into this. Um, get out of this screen. Let's shrink it. We'll go here. So, best books to make and sell on Amazon KDP. So, Amazon KDP, high demand genres, self help, personal development, fiction. Romance seems to be a big one right now. Mystery thriller, science fiction, and fantasy, children's books, educational books, picture books. Okay, so you've basically come here, you've seen this whole thing, low content books, and you're like, okay, well, I want to make some books. Well, there's going to be a bit more to it. Basically, and the thing that was told to me by one of the YouTube creators, content creators, was if you're going to make a nonfiction book, go ahead and hire a ghostwriter. Like, use ChatGPT to create an outline for a book. Like, if you want to do a book on self help, like this says right here, self help book. Have ChatGPT, narrow down what are some good topics to write on. And that's all well and good, but you got to have it come up also, unless you can do it, with an outline of how you want it to look, how you want it to flow, and everything. Um, so yeah, another thing to think about when it comes to this is, and we'll get into this a little bit in a second. Um, they suggest, or ChatGPT has suggested to me, that a good book, nonfiction, should be about 100 to 150 pages. So low end 100 pages, upper end, unless you're doing like some complete diagnostic thing, of around like 150, 200 pages plus. So if I did the math on it correctly, you're looking at about 15,000 to 30,000 words and word count to make those pages for a minimal one, which is the medium, about 100 to 150 pages. So let's go ahead and go into that. I'm going to close this out. Again, after you've made for your high demand stuff, you've made your outline and everything, you're ready to go find a ghostwriter because you are terrible at writing or you don't want to take the time to do it. You've got another job out there, so you want to hire somebody to do it. Let's go ahead and go look at that. Okay, ghostwriters for hire. Here is one, Pinnacle Ghostwriting, $4.99. They'll write the book. $2.99. They'll publish it for you. And you see other ones, Aspire Ghostwriting, Imperial Ghostwriting, 85% off, 85% off, Ghostwriters. You have no idea how they actually are. You'd have to do research into them and everything. But we'll go ahead down to this AI overview. If you're looking to hire a ghostwriter, consider platforms like Upwork and Readsy, which offer a wide selection of writers or writer hire in there. As you see, freelance marketplaces, Upwork, Readsy, Fiverr, Guru, Writer Access, Writer Hire. Here's some ghostwriting agencies. I'm guessing if you have extra money, you can do that. But even still, and I'll show you guys what I mean in here when I say money in hiring a ghostwriter. So again, here, tips for hiring a ghostwriter, clearly outline the project scope, design, and tone. So review credentials, check references. So it's a lot more into it than just saying, oh, I'm going to go hire a ghostwriter. Yay. And write my book. Okay. Some of the stuff they don't tell you, because I had one video that I watched that said, "Oh yeah, it's not very much to have a ghostwriter do your book." Yeah, and then I went and researched it, and lo and behold, here's Fiverr with their books. And I'll show you a couple in here. This top rated person, $145 plus fees. $145 gets you a 2,000 word mini book. 350 gets you 5,000. And 690 gets you 10,000 words, which is not enough, according to everything that I researched, to actually be worth having a self-published, written, like self-help book. So let's get out of her. Um, yeah, as you can see, there's like 650 plus fees. Let's look at Carlo's thing real quick. I'm not endorsing anybody in here. See, so 650 for 5,000 words. Standard, you're looking 10,000 words for 950, and you're looking at about 20,000 words for, 12.5 for the amount to write your book, which, I'm going to say that the amount of money you pay, definitely, you're going to hope that it comes back to you. Um, Otherwise, you're just putting a book out there and nobody's buying it, and you just spend all that money for no one to buy your book, which you hope isn't the case. Um, Another one in here. Let's look at this. Ghostwrite nonfiction books. I'll be your ghostwriter. Again, I'm not endorsing any of these people. I am just showing you what sort of things um, you're looking at. So, for $4,500, this person will make a 30,000 word count, which is about what they were saying as the upper end for like a medium sized book. Standard, you're 40,000. You're looking at $6,000 and $8,000. Amazon ready nonfiction book, 50,000 words. Okay, so yeah, you're looking at a couple $100 to over almost $10,000 to get somebody to ghostwrite a book for you. Um, I would say that the more money you spend, probably getting a better quality, but don't think that you're going to get away with something cheap, $150 to get a decent little ghost written book for you. Um, Last one I'll look at real quick. So, 1,000 words, $10. Cool. 7,000 words for $75. That's not bad. 400 dollars for 30,000 words. Yes. So $400. That's probably the low end of what you're going to find for 30,000 words, which, you could pay that in there. That's good. Let me go ahead and go to the next site in here for looking for ghostwriters. So I'll just go through this real quick. $10. Alex, good job. Okay. Upwork. Upwork is another location to go ahead and find them. And as you can see in here, um, they show like per hour. So he's $75 per hour. I don't know how many words you can do in an hour as a ghostwriter or how much extra stuff you're going to have to do, but it could get pretty expensive. So this may be more expensive than saying Fiverr, unless, for some reason it's just how it is. Oh, look, this guy. Yeah, contemporary romance ghostwriter. Yes, romance. Because according to that search, yeah, you're going to be looking at, anything. But let's go ahead and keep going onward. Uh, Big thing to use when you go in and start doing research into the sort of books that you want to sell, sort of books you want to work with, is DS Amazon Quick View. This is a neat little tool, and I'll show you on the next page in here. Amazon, one of the books that they say to do are like empty notebooks, or that's what some guy online in a YouTube video that has millions of views said, do all these empty notebooks and journals and books. But so, as you can see in here, these numbers down here won't be shown unless you're doing the DS Amazon Chrome browser extension thingy. So as you can see in here, like this, the lower the number, the better they are for picking up. making them known. These are the things that people are buying. Like this one, hardcover exclusive notebook. This is number one, and this is number 35, and that. Um, so from what I was told, everything that I read, any number below about 80,000 is good because those are the sorts of books that are selling. Again, in here, this is just empty notebooks, sketch pads, stuff like that. Here's somebody who made a really vintage looking notebook, and still he's 3,000 in there. Or this guy who did the same thing. Wonder if he just bought the product and sold it. But as you can see, it's so there's so much variety in all of these in here that you never know what you're going to get. But we'll go ahead. We'll go to the nonfiction books real quick. I'll show you this. As you can see, nonfiction in here. I mean, there's lots of things, so you're going to have to try and figure out what you're doing. But I mean, just look at it. All these different books in here. There's just so many of them of self-help. But self-help was another one that I was told was a good thing to see in there. Okay, so that's all that's done. You've done your research. You've gone ahead and you're ready to publish your book. So you go over Amazon KDP. This is my dashboard. I've made about 4 books. Did one for my daughter in there, but I went ahead and went with some of the low content or zero content, just blank notebooks. Tuxedo Cat Minimalist Journal. Here's efforts to earnings and mileage and income tracker in there. And then Grateful Every Day. It's just, a couple of books I thought, okay, I'll throw them up there, see how they do. So those are live. Those are ready to go. You can buy them if you really want. Yeah, that'd be great if I did sell some. But so here we go. The thing they're really not telling you about, or one of the things that they'll mention in there that you should, best way to do this is market your books. Okay, well, market my books. I'll show you guys. This is the marketing page. Amazon ads in here. All these gray ones right here are all campaigns that I did in the past, pretty recently actually. As you can see, I started $1, $3, $3, $3, $6 because I had 2 books on there. So far, I'd had 12, like almost 13,000 impressions in there. Still nothing sold this entire time. And you have all the guys in there on YouTube telling you, oh, these books are really fast and they sell and this, that, and the other and whatnot. And so I started this one yesterday, this campaign, and I'll show you this. So campaign $10 a day, and I know it changed. A suggested bid 63 cents. So they have this suggested bid, default. It's a whole thing. Targets, products. But let's go ahead and go in here and see what's gone on. So this is my dashboard. Everything I've had a total of 100 impressions, meaning people have seen it 100 times. Doesn't mean that they clicked on it or did anything with it. But in total, in a day, 100 impressions, $10 a day marketing max, with the bids that they set in there to do, and $10 is like the minimum a day that you should budget for. But yeah, I haven't had any sales, and if we go all the way back, even when I originally did this with my, okay, now almost 13,000, no sales that entire time. So I've done all these different ones in here. $10 is my new strategy. I'm doing the 4 books I have. Technically it's 3, but it's 4 because the kitty cat one is journal is also in hardbound copy, so it's a hardcover book, not just a general journal with a soft cover. So, but yeah, so that is, and as you can see, top of search in here, total impressions less than 5%. So as you can see, these are all less than 5%. Top search bid adjustment, 30%. So as you can see, I have put time into this. And I'm sure maybe if I wrote more books or created more empty journals or sketch pads or this, that, and the other, that maybe, through sheer number of books out there, that I could probably sell some. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's stuff they're not going to tell you or warn you about in here. And realistically, it is a lot of work for what could be no return. So you spend a lot of your time trying to do this. You put money into it. Um, I wouldn't suggest throwing money into, say, a nonfiction book, especially like we were seeing in there about $8,000 or anything, because it's going to get really expensive and you have no guarantee, just like in anything, that you're going to make any money at it. So yes, Amazon KDP, super easy. Um, Start books fairly easily. It's like 3 days and they'll tell you if your book is published or not. Um, but there's a lot that goes into it to begin with. I don't want this to discourage anybody. I just want you to be aware that there is work and money and everything that goes into making money with Amazon, KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. Um, so don't go in just blind like I did, more or less just looking at YouTube videos and saying, okay, I'm going to do this, a hunky dory, and then find that you're spending money. Like I spent 14.25 so far on marketing and books and got zero sales. So yeah. Well, I wish you luck. Good luck in this. If you make a bunch of books and sell them and you got some secrets out there, let me know. Like, subscribe, share, do all that or not. I mean, it helps the channel, but yeah. So I wish you luck out there. Good luck in making money. And as always, this is Cullen with Effort to Earnings. Um, Wishing you guys the best. Hopefully, I gave you some good advice and what to look out for in your journey of making money. Okay. Have a good night.